Hello and welcome back to the Movie Night channel. My name is Jonathan Paul. Glad you are here with me. And as Justin Timberlake is fond of saying, tomorrow
it's gonna be May.
Which means it's time for my annual summer box office predictions. Domestic totals only, please, for 2025. Every year I get together with my friends over at the Sift Pop podcast and we discuss which movies we think are going to be winners and losers. And I already did my research and shared my picks with Andrew and Alice and Aaron. And I thought, why not take the research I've already done and share it with you here on the Movie Night channel in video form, in case you don't happen to listen to that podcast that I guest on rather regularly. So, let's dive into it. What are my picks? Which movies are going to win the year? This is a curious calendar. Nothing that stands out to me as like an obvious win, but also not a lot of obvious failures. This seems like we're going to have a lot of movies around the $100 to $2 million mark this year. Let me run through the content calendar with you real quick. Opening up the summer season this week is Marvel's first film of the summer. That is Thunderbolts. That comes out on May 2nd. Then next week, we have Friendship. Week after that, Final Destination Bloodlines. May 23rd, Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. May 30th, Karate Kid Legends. On June 6th, we have, this is a great title, really love this one, From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. Tremendous job, fellas. On June 13th, the live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon. Then Ilio, Megan 2.0, 28 years later, and F1, all in late June. Jurassic World Rebirth is the 4th of July film. Superman the week after that. The Lego sequel for I Still Know What You Did Last Summer comes out on July 18th. July 25th is Marvel's next big movie, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. Then on August 1st, we have The Naked Gun and Bad Boys 2. Naked Gun is the remake with Liam Neeson. Totally looking forward to that. August 8th, another Lego sequel. We have Freakier Friday, and then Nobody 2 on August 15th. And then closing out the summer, we have Honey Don't, Shelby Oaks by Chris Stuckman, and Caught Stealing. It is a interesting array of films. I think many of them could jockey for the first couple of spots. It is proverbially anybody's race, but invariably, we do have to make some picks, and last year, I got 9 out of 10 correct. So if you're going to listen to anybody, I have a track record of being very good at this, the one time I did it on YouTube. So, without further ado, let's dive into my first pick, which movie I think will win the entire year. Before I reveal that, let me first say, I wanted to look at trend lines. 2 years ago, Barbie was the big movie. 4-quadrant appeal, women and families were able to come out in droves to see that movie, put it way over $1 billion. Last year, I thought Deadpool and Wolverine would win. Surely, all the hype, all of the multiversal implications, people are going to love this. And they did, and it did make a lot of money. But the movie that won last year was Inside Out 2, another 4-quadrant family appeal film. So this year, I'm not going with the movies I'm most excited to see, or the movies I think might make the most money overseas. I'm going with the picture that my kids are most excited to see. And that, my number one pick, is Lilo and Stitch, the live-action remake that comes out on May 23rd. My kids love this film. They literally just watched it for the third time earlier today in as many weeks. They love this film, prime age 5 and 7, and I am going to be taking them to see this probably opening weekend, and I suspect a lot of other dads are too. I hope this does well. I am predicting it will make upwards of $380 to $400 million and win the entire year. I should say, win the entire summer. The year is probably still going to go to Avatar, Fire and Ash, and or Minecraft, which is still doing so much better than it has any right to. In the number 2 spot, a little further down in the box office total column, I have this predicted to earn around 330, maybe 350 million. That would be Jurassic World Rebirth. Don't bet against dinosaurs, even though none of the return characters from the World or Park series are going to be in this film. We do have 2 of the hottest people alive, figuratively and from a professional standpoint, Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey. And it has dinosaurs. These movies never do bad at the box office, even when the movies themselves are bad. That being said, Dominion and Fallen Kingdom both did worse than the movie that preceded them. So if that trend continues, Rebirth might not make a huge ton of money, just like a pretty good sum, which is why I have it in second place. In the bronze medal position, I have Marvel's second big film of the year, of the summer rather, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. This drops on July 25th, so this is a little later in the summer season, which means it only has 5 weeks to get what I predict will be around $250 to $280 million. But I'm really excited for this. Of all the Marvel movies this year, Brave New World, and Thunderbolts. And this one interests me the most. It's the most interesting. It's the most different. It's the most unique. It doesn't look like every other Marvel movie we've seen. It looks a little. Maybe just the time setting is enough for me to be like, wow, I'll give it a chance. But I'm a simple boy. In fourth place, this really was a bit of a coin toss. 3 and 4, I think, could go either way. Ultimately, I think Marvel will win that battle, but DC's Superman will not be far behind. And I think a big reason why is James Gunn. His track record has been stellar. All of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have made a huge sum of money. And this movie, I think more so than most on this list, is going to live or die by word of mouth. If Superman is good, people will come out and see it. The problem is it does not have a long runway to do that, because in just 2 weeks' time, First Steps is going to eat its lunch money. But if it can have a really strong opening weekend, I think that second weekend we'll see a small drop-off, and this could make, I'm predicting, around $230 million total. For what it's worth, my predictions are based on where the movies are going to be at Labor Day, but I'm predicting the total cum lifetime domestic. So we might still make some money after Labor Day, which is what I'm predicting, but the ranking is where I think it's going to be on Labor Day, September 1st. Number 5, we're halfway through my list already. This is where I have How to Train Your Dragon, the live-action remake. I'm excited for it. I mean, Dean DuBois is coming back to direct the movie he animated only 15 years ago. Another film I recently introduced to the kids, and they loved it. I'm excited to see it again. I can't wait to hear and see John Powell's test drive score as Hiccup and Toothless soar through. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to this. But it is a bit of a carbon copy. I don't think the nostalgia is quite as baked in as Lilo and Stitch. So I have this in 5. This will probably make around $210 million, or at least that's what I say. In 6th place, and I really wish I could place this higher because it is, for me, the number one movie I'm most anticipating and most excited to see. And that, of course, is the second big film that opens on May 23rd, Mission Impossible 8, The Final Reckoning. Tom Cruise hanging off a biplane, hanging off a building, doesn't matter what he's doing. I am seated opening night every time. I cannot wait for this 3-hour conclusion to the movie we got set up 2 years ago. That being said, Mission Impossible, as great as they are, objectively some of the best action movies of the century, they have never had huge box office totals. Number 6, Fallout, is actually the high watermark from a financial perspective. But it only made, I want to say, like 600, 700 worldwide, and about half of that domestic. So I'm predicting in the 6th spot, this will make maybe $200 million domestic, maybe 190. Certainly, I hope it does better. I hope word of mouth and the premium large format screens help it bring in a lot of money really quickly. It's not going to get its little legs chopped out from under it like a couple years ago with Barbenheimer. So I'm holding on hope, Tommy, that you finally bring it home with a huge winner. Critically and commercially. Number 7, this is where I have ranked Thunderbolts, asterisk, this first weekend of the summer season, so it has plenty of time to build up as much box office as it can, and I think if the word of mouth is as strong as the early Rotten Tomato scores seem to indicate, this could bode well for Marvel. It could have maybe $180 million domestically. In my 8th spot, this is where I have Joseph Kosinski's newest film, F1. I think it's important not to sleep on the dad demo. People my dad's age, or me, because I'm also a dad, love to see big, fast, loud event films. Top Gun Maverick made a boatload of money for that reason. Do not forget it. And I think dads are going to show up to see Brad Pitt in a race car. There is no other attached IP. This is one of only 2 movies on my list that is completely original. And that is important. People like to see original movies. I know we keep complaining about that, and then when they come out, nobody sees them. But every now and then, when you get an original film, but with a good hook, like F1 racing with Brad Pitt on a giant IMAX screen, people will show up. People will give you your money to see something that's exciting and something that looks like this. And from the early footage and clips that I've seen, just little bits and pieces, I don't try to watch trailers if I can help it. This looks great, and I can't wait to drive down to the furniture store and watch this one when it comes out on June 27th. In the 8th spot, the other original film of the year, Pixar's latest, Ilio. Another one of those movies I'll probably take my kids to. It looks fun, it looks different, it looks unique, and it's family-friendly, fun, colorful. Like, this will make a lot of money. I predict around $140 million. Should be good enough for 8th place. Pixar always delivers, but they haven't always delivered at the box office. So this one really is a bit of a question mark for me. Luca and Soul and Turning Red all went straight to video during the COVID years. So we don't really have a lot of comparable choices for this, except Elemental. Was it Elemental or Elements? Whatever that one was called. That's the nearest Pixar movie we can point to that wasn't a sequel from The Incredibles or Toy Story. And that made around this amount of money, right? 140 million or so. And I think Ilio might land in the same spot. I think kids love monsters and aliens. At least mine do. And I think Ilio is going to deliver more of that. So yeah, so that should be good enough for 9th place. And in the final spot in my top 10, the laboriously titled From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. This one opens on June 6th, and it does feature Keanu Reeves in a side-quill story that is predominantly being helmed by Ana de Armas, who is fantastic. I love her. I think a lot of people do, but I don't know if she has like the name cachet to bring in people that might not have seen Knives Out, or I'm trying to think of other movies she's done. She is a famous name, but I don't know that she brings butts to seats. Just like the title of the movie, John Wick is a famous character, but like From the World of, does that translate to the average disconnected moviegoer? They're going to see this on a marquee and be like, oh, what is that? Do I want it? I don't know. The John Wick franchise is such a curiosity because unlike Jurassic World, every film in the John Wick franchise has made more than the one preceding it. So if that trend continues, Ballerina should make 300 million domestic. That trend won't continue though because it is a little different. It is a side quill. Keanu Reeves is in it in a flashback format or just periodically as a cameo. That being said, I think the name of the franchise alone should be enough to get this film up to about 125, 130 million. Enough for 10th place on my list. And I'll probably check it out. I'm curious about it. I love the world building in this franchise, and more of the same with attractive people like Ana de Armas. Sign me up. Those are my first top 10 picks, but as we like to do on Sif Pop, I'm going to also name 3 wild cards. I am not placing these in a ranking, so I'll only get 1 point each if I get one of these correct. But those 3 wild cards are, think of them as my 11, 12, and 13th. Bad Guys 2. This one drops late in the year on August 1st, but it was sort of a surprise hit when the first one came out a few years ago, and I think people are going to remember it fondly and want to see the second one, especially since Sam Rockwell is back as the lead wolf. He is great in that film. Second wildcard pick, M3GAN 2.0, your requisite midsummer horror movie. The first Megan film was a surprise hit. I haven't seen it, but it made a huge amount of money, and horror sequels tend to do pretty well. So this, I don't know, maybe it'll make 110 million. That's what I have it written down. We'll see. And last but not least, my third wild card is Freakier Friday. This one comes out August 8th, and I don't sleep on this one. I think this has a chance to really break out. People love the original Freaky Friday. It is a classic for millennials like me. I think all women in their mid to late 30s are going to remember the original fondly and probably want to go check this out. That is a powerful demo if you can tap into it. Like, I'm not saying Freakier Friday could do Barbie numbers, because realistically it doesn't look very good, but the demo is the same, and if you can capture that like millennial mom demo, they'll turn out and they'll pay a lot of money. So don't sleep on Freakier Friday. I think it'll make around 100 million, but this could go much higher than that if it's really good, especially since August is wide open. I know it only has 3 weeks to make the money per the rules of this contest, but realistically, nothing else of substance is playing in August. My apologies to fellow film reviewer Chris Stuckman. I don't think Shelby Oaks is going to make $100 million. That'd be incredible for him. It's not going to happen, though. So the rest of August is kind of wide open, and this could, I don't want to say run the table, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, here are all of my picks put together on one big spreadsheet so you can see them at a quick glance. In the pole position, Lilo and Stitch, 380 million. That's my prediction. Jurassic World Rebirth in silver, 325. Fantastic Four, First Steps in third at 280. Superman quite a bit down from there with 230. How to Train Your Dragon in fifth at 215. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, 200 million. Thunderbolts, 185. F1, 155. Ilio, 140. And from the world of John Wick, Ballerina with $130 million. Those are my top 10 domestic box office predictions for summer 2025. What do you think? Am I anywhere close to what you think is going to win this summer? Is this the kind of list you're going to look at as your film Bible over the next 3 months, or am I, just blowing smoke and talking out of my butt? I don't know. It'll be an interesting summer to see. Lots of these movies I'm interested to see. I will be paying money opening weekend. Some of them, no interest at all. I think really quick, my top 3 most anticipated would be Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, The Naked Gun. Cannot wait for that. It's not going to do well financially, but I'm excited to see it. And then probably Final Destination: Bloodlines. Like I kind of want to dive back into that franchise. And fortunately, I don't have to wait long because it comes out in just a few weeks. And then I guess the Marvel movies. I'm always excited to see that, and Superman will be good. Like these all look great. I'll probably eventually watch all of them. It's summer blockbuster season. That's my bread and butter. That's the stuff I love to consume and watch every night. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to my predictions. Feel free to come back Labor Day week when I do my recap and follow-up video, and come back and see how I did. If you want to gloat, watch me eat crow, or if I get to gloat and I get to brag and see if I got 9 out of 10 again like I did last year. We will have to wait. We will have to see. But for now, for me, that does it for this episode of Movie Night. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.